Hello and welcome into the new campaign, Into the Darklands. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Wait a minute.
Nice to be back at the table.
Who are all these people?
I know!
We've got a whole new cast.
Strangers!
Yeah. I'll be your Dungeon Master for this campaign. Quick introduction in case this is the first time anybody's seeing anything from us.
Hi everybody, my name is Britt. I'm an actor, a writer, and I love horses.
Full scene.
Nice.
Whoa, you love horses?
I'm just carrying that through from the last campaign that we did together.
Are we going to do an unusual fact about ourselves?
Oh yeah, go unusual fact.
Unusual fact, God. I'm really bad at math.
That's going to be really good for this.
Me too.
There is no math in this game.
Yes.
Oh, what are these dice for?
Adam?
My name's Adam King. I'm an actor, writer, director, producer, all of the things. And my fun fact about myself is I am quite good at swing dancing.
Oh!
Very cool.
Shit though.
I love that. Kia ora, I'm Brindley Stent. I am I'm not a regular, but I've done some fun little sketches with these guys. You might know me as one of the bad villains from Survivor Logic. Yes, all of the above as well, actor, writer, things like that. And my unusual fact is I'm really scared of aviation halls.
Like airports?
No, like, you know when you go and like look at old planes in a big hall? Like MOTAT. Like I'm scared of MOTAT.
Yeah.
That is a very specific fear.
I just thought of it recently because I was in one and I was like, I hate it in here. It is so scary.
Yeah.
Old, big planes,
Good to
big
know.
hall.
I want to dig more into this, but this is not
we
the time.
really need to. This is a
Feature
lunchtime
extra.
conversation. Ben, follow that. Come up with something more interesting.
Man, aviation halls.
They're really scary. I think just large.
We don't have the time,
Benjamin,
Ben.
please.
Okay, I just have to live with that now.
Sorry, my favourite colour is yellow. Is that easier?
Oh God, I can put the aviation hall. No, it's still in there. Well, my name's Aviation Hall. No! Lol. Hi everyone, my name's Ben.
Cool.
What's a fun fact about you?
I'm an actor and a writer and etc. Fun fact that a lot of you probably already know, but I do jiu-jitsu almost obsessively. Obsessively.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And my fun fact is that I'm really good at maths. I have an applied mathematics degree, which is kind of like the difference in pure maths and physics.
There was a difference in all the math?
What?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Well, I could get into it. I'm not gonna.
Let's not.
What?
What's maths?
For this campaign,
Numbers
it's going.
and shit, right?
Shut the fuck.
Oh, we had to shut the f*** this
Already, I know, right?
I will not stand for this. I will sit for it.
For this campaign, we are going to be using D&D 5.5 or 2024 rules. It's still relatively new to me, so don't expect me to know them as well as I know the other rules. But
Get it
I know my
out,
stuff.
go.
You have one job.
Yep, continue.
It's going to be 6 sessions,
I
all
say
back to back. So don't expect that this is going to be like another 5-year campaign. It's not. We're starting at level. We're starting at level 7, and it's going to be leading on directly from the Adventures of Azrim and the Mercs of Gerdawn and the Tales of Misfits. But you don't need to have watched those in order to enjoy this. I just wanted to preface this because it is going to be in the same world with the same stuff that's happened, and so there might be things that, if you have watched the other ones, you'll be able to understand the little references. Otherwise.
Or watch this first and then go back and watch the others. It'll feel like a prequel. It'll be like, oh my God.
For those of us who can't remember anything from any of those campaigns,
Shouldn't matter.
great.
Or may have not been there.
Same.
Ben has the same amount of knowledge. Ben has the same amount of knowledge as you. Don't worry.
Okay, so anything else you'd like to say before we begin?
No.
I'm nervous. No.
Because there is no recap for you to do, I will give you a hero point just to start with. Brinley, you've never had one of these before.
No, I have not.
So I'll explain. Hero points in my games are...
Yeah, you eat, these are edible.
Hero points in my games are like
them together?
once per session, extra special things of like, I want to just take narrative control almost for a moment. I don't want to have to rely on the dice. I really want to turn this miss into a hit, or I really want to turn this hit into a crit. They're just like a little, may I approach the bench, please, Your Honor? I want to pitch to me something I should be able to do.
Something heroic.
And you can still say no.
I won't usually turn down something that you're trying to do.
He'll
with a hero
help
point.
make the awesome thing you have in your mind happen.
Yes.
Of that.
It is the 28th of February, the 79th year of the Third Age, in the docks of Gerdawn. We hear screams of abject terror as the recently missing High Sorcerer Barradoon and his travelling companions, the Dickheads, are, for reasons perhaps unknown only to themselves, murdering some innocent private guards in cold blood. The crate the guards are carrying smashes open and a young adult dragon emerges. After incinerating some fleeing public along the pier, it lands in front of them and booms out.
Thank you, humble mortals, for saving my life. These horrible men captured me from my home in the Darklands and brought me here. I must go home to my brood now.
As we hear the garlic farmer turned artificer turned cleric of the light, Greg, inquire, there are more of you? Our point of view swings away from the giant fiery reptile to the tiny lacy-curtained window of a nearby hut. We see, peering through it, a small green-skinned goblin in a top hat, peeking out, listening to the exchange, utterly stunned.
Of course, there are a ton of dragons in the Darklands.
That dragon just say that there's more dragons in the Darklands? Hey, JC, can you hear those money sounds? No, they're just in my head. That means I'm gonna make so much goddamn money. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money.
What is Naz's immediate response to hearing that, despite common supposition that Tyrellian the Betrayer is not, in fact, the last of the dragons?
Naz immediately starts everything to do with how much dragon scales can cost, dragon talons, dragon tails, dragon horns, dragon teeth. The money just starts piling up in his
the meme
brain.
of all the maths, but it's all like spreadsheets
It's
and equations
signs.
of like, oh my god, if you sell, I happen to know that over in Thilavern they're willing to buy dragon blood per the vial by this
Oh my
amount.
god, I didn't think that there are any dragons left, and there's no way in hell that I was going to go after Tyrellian, but more dragons means more money.
So, who are we looking at? Can you describe Naz for us?
We're looking at a short character. He is about 4 foot tall. He is a goblin. His name is Naz Grimracket, and he is a 4 foot tall goblin. He is the leader of the Black Coin, which is a criminal organization in, all around Ezram, but centers in Gerdawn. He's wearing a top hat and a big waistcoat, all which are kind of dusted up and a bit roughed up, because he is not only the leader of the Black Coin, he is an artificer and an inventor of goblin technology, which is called Fizzle Spark technology.
Sort of like think gentleman mob boss meets steampunk.
Yeah, steampunk gentleman mob boss, exactly.
Just as the dragon takes to the skies, Greg asks, "What's your name?" And the dragon replies, "I am Gerdawn." You realize dragons aren't extinct. And you also realize in your less than scrupulous line of work, that sort of news will travel fast. And where there's dragons, there's money. Not just from their hoards of treasure, but as you say, from their eggs, their claws, scales, teeth, blood, organs, you name it, there's profit in it. So you have work to do if you're going to stake your claim on that bounty. Unfortunately, however, the next few weeks are already stressfully busy for you. You were working with acting High Sorcerer Leothil to have mercenaries besmirch Barradoon's name, and suffice it to say, they didn't do a great job. Luckily, Leothil was himself too caught up in his own business for that to blow back too much on you, but even so, your days were filled with difficulties arising from wild magic becoming awry in the city. Acts of revenge and anger arising all over the city. People whom you'd wronged and rival criminal gangs came looking for payback. You even heard that the king had started succumbing to the dark influence, apparently executing or dismissing many of his staff for them losing his daughter over a year before. You were glad that you'd sent Sut out of the city on a job with Rasmorn. So what job do you reckon you sent these two on, and where?
Oh, a paladin and a druid. What the hell would have I sent those two on?
very intimidating person and someone who can shift down into a reptile and to hide amongst them, perhaps, because that's our infiltration is good with our riding, just simply a fearsome riding lizard for a paladin. Could be any number of things.
A steed.
I reckon he would have sent them to Ewell. If it's a druid, he would have sent them to Ewellyn. And I reckon Naz had heard about the rising influence of a king in the previously lush, verdant forest of Ewellyn, now the swamp of Ewellyn.
So as we whip over to see you guys, we see you in this swamp of Ewellyn approaching a king by many names. King Lord Duke Sir Conrow, mystery man of danger, best of the best person thing, handsomest of the frogs, and so on and so on. If you want to see his full titles, there's a whole video on it. He is an awakened toad, a gigantic awakened toad, surrounded by bullywugs in this swamp. You've been sent off on this diplomacy mission? Are you trying to steal something from him of value? Setting up a smuggling?
In my little lore brain, I really feel that that Conrow has now he's starting to build a city around himself, and it's not just bullywugs. Mm-hmm. He's starting to get a bunch of like kind of swamp creatures around, and there is a city being built in the swamps.
It's the early stages of that, because this is still in the last months of the Adventures of Azrim.
And he's building his empire on stolen goods by the bullywugs, and there would have been something, I would say some legendary item that got stolen by him.
What have you brought for me? he's talking to his bullywug people as they're bringing you two in. You've been sent there to try and find, just basically map out what he's got, see if there's any trade options, see if there's like stealing options, just basically getting the lay of the land of this new rising kingdom of bullywugs in the Ewellyn. Who are your characters? What do they look like? What do we see you do in this interaction with the Frog King?
I'll go first. What is he going to look like right now, though?
Stinks.
Yeah.
What are we doing here again?
Oh, trying not to vomit.
Yeah.
And then finding these bullywugs. We need to find the mechanical something for Naz, I don't know.
Oh, Naz.
Oh, look out, here we go. Here
Okay.
comes some. Time to put on helmet.
Do you want the luck of the Viva La Dirt League dice? Well, you can get them now at vldl.shop. And let me tell you, they always roll 20s. Always roll 20s. Definitely always roll 20s.
Boring game.
So we're selling weighted dice?
Yeah, we're selling weighted dice over at vldl.shop. No, they've been tested, they're not weighted. Check them out. Back to the game.
My character is called Rasmorn Famtur. He comes from a human village in the kind of eastern lands, but he is something called a Drasima. And an Asima is a being that's been touched by celestial beings. But instead, he comes from a small village that every so often, once every few generations or whatever, an Asima is born but with dragon blood instead, or touched by dragons. And so he is a large druid. He's like 6'4"-ish, pretty big dude. He has silvery kind of skin with a thin kind of brass/gold stripe that runs down the center of his face. And yes, he is a druid and can transform into all sorts of reptiles. And so going through the swamp, it may have been that he was transformed into a giant lizard. Actually, yeah, he's a giant lizard. He's a giant lizard, and Soot?
Yeah.
Soot is riding him.
Yeah.
Giant lizard. Do you think when you transform there's any remnants of who you are? Do each of your reptiles also have like a hint of like a lighter colour scales down them or something?
No, sorry, you can't do that because none of the minis have that.
No, they all do. You can't see it. It's very thin.
very
You can't
thin.
see it on the cameras,
Very
but they
thin
all
line.
definitely do. Yeah,
There's this giant lizard with this brass gold strip down it, almost like this individual scale scales that run down its back are a slightly lighter color. And riding atop it.
Yeah, so we pull up and I dismount this huge lizard, and what you see is basically like what looks like a scary knight, I guess. Huge.
Sauron.
Yeah, Sauron. Yeah, huge, big, kind of scary helm with lots of detailed spikes on the shoulders, very intimidating, and with a flail at the side, dangling to the side, but. As this person removes their helmet, you see underneath, despite there being like dark makeup kind of smeared and very like sooty and very edgy and emo, I guess, what looks like under that a very young, youthful face of a 17-year-old girl who has been kind of playing the part of this scary-looking knight. And you can see, even though she's got like a kind of steely look about her, there's a deep fear right at the back of the eyes.
The sort of girl who's like disappointed that she's naturally very pretty because it doesn't fit with her what she'd like to be, her aesthetics of like wanting to be edgy and such an emo and
long golden hair and elf ears pointing at the top.
Still practicing how to get the smoky eye just exactly right.
Yeah. And definitely like pulled down, so she's made it look more edgy than it actually is.
I would say that the thing that they've gone to steal is something that steal or barter or buy or whatever, it's up to them, is something that the Bullywug / Conrail stole from. Oh God, her name's just escaped me. The Zybilna.
Okay.
And it would have been. He heard of some some magical electrical component that he's like, oh, I could turn that into something.
Okay.
And essentially, imagine a battery. It's a massive battery, and he's going, oh.
Okay. So they bring you in to this swamp to see this king, and he's a huge toad, like the size of a yak, and he gets to his feet on this spindly little umbrella and greets you. We won't do the whole thing, but I'll just get a charisma check from, I think you're being the mouth of the party, so can give me just a straight charisma just to see how well that first initial greeting goes.
First roll of the game, use the Viva Derlick dice.
First roll of the game, here we go.
Very good.
Perfect.
12
plus your charisma, just straight charisma.
16.
16 is very good. Sure. Thankfully, very charismatic.
I am, so that is good.
It's good.
You're a lizard.
It's good enough that you the greeting goes well. The initial meeting, this diplomatic sort of meeting of like scouting the land, is going well. Meanwhile, back in Gerdawn, with all of the difficulties of the revenge and the wild magic and stuff, what are some particular difficulties that you think your organisation is facing in these months?
I imagine all of the other smaller crime syndicates and the other crime syndicates the same size. All of those kind of easy tension, well, like not tensions, but the polite tensions that would exist between criminal organizations haven't been polite for many a week because of the Dark Lord's influence in Gerdawn.
I think we see a particular interaction happening, one of those nastier interactions between the rival organisations, between a particular member of your smuggling organisation. What sort of head-to-head are we having, do you reckon, when we see the Magpie?
Perhaps she's been sent out by Naz to follow up on, I don't know, a particular, where she needs to sneak in and get some information, maybe? Is
like a breaking and entering job, but not for thieving goods as much as just like scouting or spying?
Yeah,
sort of thing?
I would say so.
Or it could be payback for something that someone's done to something.
True. Yeah, like a back and forth payback situation.
Perhaps she's poisoning something, I don't know.
I like that, yeah. So you've snuck into some sort of offshoot of the dirt that's in some way wrong to you guys, and because in the Gerdawn area, because of the influences of the Dark Lords, everybody's going down this rabbit hole of revenge.
An eye for an eye makes everyone blind. Go and make them blind.
I have something good for that.
So what do you look like? What do we see?
So Talia is about 5'9". She is very shrouded in dark clothing. She wears a sort of like a steampunk trench coat. She has long dark hair with a very distinct white streak through the front of it. She is very quick and slight, sort of based on the fact that she's been a smuggler for Naz and the Black Coin since she was a little kid. So she's very like quick on her feet and moves very gracefully, I would say. What else about her? You wouldn't be able to tell that she's a changeling from the outset because I think she sort of hides that a little bit.
But I think let's say that the camera's kind of following you on the outskirts of this building. You're doing like your initial scouting. You found your way in, and then it does one of those things where it like passes behind a pillar or something, and as you pass behind it, the exact same clothing is on this completely different person as we see you transform.
So she has the
what is it actually? Is it like a?
We're going to see that in green screen.
What does it look like when you transform?
Maybe it's sort of like I'm thinking of Game of Thrones. I'm thinking of Arya Stark, whether they do sort of like a masky, like she does like a little flick in front of the face, and then she gets in your face.
You're walking behind something just as you lift your hand up, and as you lift out the other side, we see this like young dwarf man or something in the same sort of steampunky costume. Because as a changeling, you can change anything about your own person as long as you remain sort of vaguely humanoid in shape.
You might see though that she still has the same necklace on, which is it's like a coin that she's had. And since she was younger, and
one of the black coins.
One of the black coins, and it's also around it. You'd see it's fastened with hair, and that's she's a hexblood. So as she ages, she adds her hair to this necklace, and it allows her to increase the power of the necklace.
Everyone's just constantly like,
Stop talking about the
your hair and your necklace? Yeah, cool. Looks really cool.
Is it like a braid?
Yeah, I'd say it's a good way to do it.
Okay, I was just imagining like a fucking bird's nest of just hair.
No, it's a single. It starts off on the first year of their birth. The hags that replace a real baby with a hexblood baby also leave them with a single strand of hair that's in the necklace. And then on their first birthday, they get an additional strand of hair added to it. Just magically just gets added. Right. And then the third birthday and that fourth. And every year another hair gets added of this hag's hair. Awesome. And each time it's complex. It's like braided together in a complex weave.
Right. Yeah. That is actually cool. Because I was just imagining just like, put that there. Yeah, nice. That's really cool.
So for all of the difficulties of the city going under these problems, it does have its upsides to your smuggling operation. As the city got harder and harder to live in, many of the citizens evacuated, leaving lots of the homes to loot for you and your crew.
Hell yeah!
So what are some of the benefits that you enjoyed? I think like we continue that scene as you go into enact revenge, but you find that the place has actually been abandoned, and there's a couple of people been killed by various acts of revenge from other organisations, and so the entire building is just open and evacuated for you to loot. What sort of benefits do you enjoy in those moments?
Well, I think Talia would walk around just pulling out drawers, taking whatever she finds, jewellery,
There's
coins,
some shiny things that always take your fancy, just anything that looks silvery.
Yeah, well, her nickname is the Magpie. I don't know if I said that. So
I introduced you as the Magpie because I didn't know if you'd want to use Talia or Magpie for it.
So she's just taking things out of drawers and stuffing them in her pockets. And
excellent. Yeah. So I think we see just like a quick montage almost of like you and your organisation just being like, let's get whatever we can. But unfortunately, when you heard the real Barradine and the Dickheads had arrived back in Gerdawn about mid-March, you knew that it was time for even you to find temporary new base of operations. You gathered your closest crew, your right hand, JC, your top smuggler, Magpie. You also tried to fetch Lenny, a clever human kid with a sharp mind and a great knowledge of dragons, but you found him dead.
Write that down. I was about to.
He was such a well-read character.
Guys,
we're all gonna miss him.
He was gonna be the best.
Just a moment of silence for Lenny.
Hopes and dreams.
Can we please get a whole lot of art in the community? Like Lenny.
All your favourite moments from Lenny's history.
For Lenny,
yeah.
Pouring out. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you found him dead. He's the latest.
Don't use the bit we all know. Don't.
no.
We all want to forget that. But
remember
the rest
him in his best moments, you know?
Oh, Lenny. I wrote Lenny H. I was about to write Lenny human kid, and I just got Lenny H.
Lenny human dead kid.
I just got L. That's all he is to me.
Lenny took the ultimate L.
Death.
Yeah. Oh God, Lenny, no! I can't believe you're gone. You'll be taken so soon.
I didn't realize you knew him that well.
You didn't realize He was one of the guys in the black coin.
He was?
He was one of the guys.
The guy?
He was my friend.
He was your...
He was a close associate. God.
What was his last name?
I don't know because he was taken so soon from us.
What was his mother's maiden name?
He never talked about his mother. It was one of the sore points.
What was his favorite color?
Dark, obviously. Dark blue. Can you see? Oh, God.
If he had to live in a biome, which one would he have
The
picked?
city. He loved the city. The city was his favorite thing, Lenny. No.
What was his favorite animal?
His favorite animal. He loved all the animals. He was such a nature lover. Oh, God.
What was his top song on Wrapped?
It was Taylor Swift, I think. I think it was the Folklore album.
Lenny! Fuck
Lenny, no!
That's such a good choice,
Lenny! No!
Come
Lenny.
back! I love my tears ricochet, Lenny!
Lenny, no!
Let's go! Wake up, Lenny!
The latest in the long line of your staffing problems due to the current climate of events. So soon you set off out of the city to follow the hordes of evacuees to the east. So your choice, would you have stayed in the sort of temporary asylum camps that are being set up in the Gerdawn Plains, or would you have gone like all the way to Delathin, or even elsewhere?
Yeah.
Because you don't know necessarily, obviously, you as meta-knowledge know, because you've been in the other campaign, but you don't know as Naz.
I mean, Naz
how
would
long
have
all
been
this is gonna
assuming that
continue.
that's f***ed and when no one's ever going back to Gerdawn. So it would have been...
Sorry.
Could you
I'm
not?
allergic
We're
to
in the
D&D.
middle of something.
Yeah, come on, Brindley, a bit of professionalism.
So the other arms of the Black Coin that he can think of, there'd be a small arm in the Sullivan Islands and the Elven Islands. There's obviously a large contingent of the Black Coin in Shmarganrog Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small contingent further south in Alderkeep. So I would say he'd start going further east.
Start heading further
And
east.
he's thinking of one of those three, probably.
So as you're walking, you're trying to just decide, well, let's see where we end up.
Yeah.
So the need for revenge and blinding rage died off pretty quickly outside of Gerdawn, making you realize that there was something about that city specifically that was influencing that. But the wild magic occurrences only worsened. On the 27th of March, there was a total solar eclipse, and magic was as wild as it's ever been before. You all started hearing more whispers at around that time of the eclipse, of the Brotherhood of the Eclipse, and how it's their time coming soon. You happen to know, because you've got contacts with them, that the Brotherhood of the Eclipse is a cult of sorts that want to bring on the end of the world. A lot of them are nihilists, and a lot of them are just wanting the end of the world because they believe that it's sort of the bleach in the petri dish that can restart the experiment of life.
They follow the Dark Lords, right?
They follow the Dark Lords. They are worshippers of the Dark Lords, and as the Dark Lords do, they just kind of want the end of the world. The Eclipse is what their name is. Which is funny because you, Ben, have actually met them in the other campaign.
Wouldn't think so. I'm certain I would have remembered that.
Actually, to be fair to Ben, it was me and Rowan.
True, your characters.
Yeah, exactly. It was him and Rowan.
I'm such a not metagamer that I deliberately ignore anything that my character doesn't notice at the table.
Exactly.
Even though I'm at the
said
table.
that, and I was like, I'm not even going to pay any attention.
My character is not there, so I am not there.
Yeah, I just went into a fugue state.
All of that wild magic meant that it was still too difficult for Naz, someone who relies heavily on a special branch of goblin-esque arcana technology that is unstable at the best of times, to get anything done regarding your preparations for an expedition to the Darklands. So it was a matter of biding your time a little further. You're nothing if not patient, though. Your decades of working under the old dirt leader Rami Bigfoot had taught you that. The dragons will still be there when you can finally get back on your feet. April looked like it was going to be your time to act, as the wild surges after the eclipse gradually started to lessen. But around the middle of the month, things took a turn for the worse. The skies instantly darkened, the ground started quaking, reality started to tear and split open, as eyes and tendrils and rubbery suckered appendages started worming their way out of every shadow. But as soon as it began, it was over again. At least for a day. Exactly 24 hours later, it all started on again just as quickly as before, but this time it didn't cease. Through these windows into the abyss, nightmares started to emerge. Beings that slide and squelch and whip and flagellate, with too many eyes or too few eyes, too many limbs or too few rubbery textured suckers and disjointed feelers sprouted strangely from the bodies of these things. I will ask you now, in that moment, mid-April, where are we?
I like the idea that we're on the way somewhere. We're in a mountain pass on the way over to Delathan or something like that.
Excellent. So you're on your way over to Delathan. Where would you be? On your way back from Ewelin, maybe? It's a long journey.
Yeah.
So have you stopped off in a particular settlement, or are you out in the plains?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good question. So, because would we still have contact with Naz?
That's a good question. How would you normally keep contact with the people you send out there? Do you give every one of them a sending coin, or do you with him being a druid, there's a chance that you can communicate through the birds or something?
Yeah, it'd either be that or I'd tinker up like a little, essentially a little raven, but it's a mechanical raven.
Nice.
Talk into it. Screw it.
Hopefully, this is enough for us.
It needs to get to eat one.
Tinker up another thing that'll just go along with it and wind it periodically.
What is my job? You wind.
For some reason, this second one just is on an arcane gemstone powered batteries thing. It doesn't need to be wound.
I should have powered that one with the arcane gemstone. Yeah.
Okay, well then, Rasmon and Soot, put yourselves somewhere on that. And on the way to Delathan, let's go with
got a little mushroom there.
Let's go with a bit of a mountain pass. Somewhere snowy. Yeah, we've got 37 and 30. Let's go 30.
Snowy
I think we're both
37.
quite quiet. We don't talk much on our journeys. We're both moody. So.
Exactly.
So I was
fucking cool show with you two.
What happens? Nothing.
Nothing at all. They don't say anything. There's no role play. I just want to shout out Loki Battle Maps.
Wow.
Who I've used their stuff for ages. You've seen map books from them. But I messaged them just 2 weeks ago and been like, oh, I've been thinking about story so much I forgot any sort of terrain and maps and things, and I really love this stuff. Would you guys maybe send me some free books? And they were the next day they put it in priority mail. They were like, hell yeah, we'd love to. And they sent me a whole bunch of cool stuff. So thank you very much, Loki Battle Maps.
Sure.
I reckon this is one of the go to the other side, and it's one of the beacons of Miramar.
Oh, nice. Yes, I love that.
The beacons have been lit.
Beautiful.
So
The beacons
let's
of
chuck
Miramar.
you guys. You've found some shelter in the beacons of Miramar.
Nice. This looks like a good spot to set up.
I agree. If not for the tentacles.
Oh, I do not like that. Okay, I need to let you know now that I have a little aversion to tentacles. So maybe you go to the front and I'll go to the back.
Maybe you go to the front because you have a gun.
Ah, that's a good point, but you're the rogue, so maybe you go to the front.
Maybe I shouldn't be at the front because I'm a rogue and I'm gonna get the...
Ah, that's a good point, but you got a few more hit points than me, so maybe you go to the front.
So as these things start worming their way in, as these grotesque aberrational things start to make their way to the
tentacles.
I like that one.
There's too many eyes. There's too few eyes.
This looks very Stranger Things.
Let's go with another little geezer there, and something with too many arms. Something else comes through, some sort of something or other.
Obsessed.
Do we have JC with us, the two of us?
Yes, you will.
Yeah, quick
actually.
question. Who the f*** is JC?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
He's always with us.
The right hand, Jesus Christ.
No.
No, JC is Naz's right hand. She she operates from the shadows of the Black Coin. A lot of people who even work for Black Coin don't know she exists. She's very secretive, shadowy. She's also a changeling. Her full name's Jacqueline. Can't remember what the C was, but it's in my notes somewhere. But she just goes by.
First name Jesus, last name Christ.
Jacqueline Christ.
Jacqueline Christ.
Yes, you will have her with you.
Jacqueline Christ.
Jacqueline Christ, get in here right now.
We'll make her this.
Sweet Jacqueline Christ.
I know.
I might start using.
Oh, she's cool.
So,
Jacqueline Christ.
as these tentacly things emerge the second time in 24 hours, you're expecting them to disappear again almost instantly, and they do not. They start to encroach on you. I'll have you roll initiative.
Ouch.
Brit, you'll notice that Magpie's little coin necklace around her starts to hum and vibrate, giving you warning that some danger's coming. You have advantage on initiative.
Oh, lucky you. I think I have
18. Fucking first roll of the campaign is an 18.
Oh, a 4 and a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
alert has changed, hasn't it? It's now
Yes. Yeah, alert is different in 5.5.
I also have
19.
advantage, 10. I will take the 18.
You have advantage as
Oh,
well?
wow.
What's
Look
your
at you
advantage come
rolling
from?
18 double numbers.
What's your advantage come from? Remind me. I just decided. I just decided I've got.
I have an A next to initiative. No, this is one of those things where I do have it. Hang on.
Advantage on initiative coming from. No, goodness. It's something to do with one of your features.
One moment, caller.
Doesn't matter.
What'd you get?
This thing from
6.
Being a
6, 18, 24. So we are going to be putting these on things eventually, but we didn't get around to it.
Such a scared.
24,
In a few
18.
episodes, they will be on things.
Yeah. What'd you get?
4.
4 total after your initiative modifier and everything.
I forgot about that. 4, 5, 6, 7.
And you said 6, did you say?
Yeah,
Total.
Yeah.
7. Cool.
Sorry,
cool.
I forgot about initiative there for a
Thanks,
second.
we're actually already in all right order.
Don't worry, Britt. You'll interplay D&D over the next 6 days.
I was so focused on like how many dice I have to roll for attacks that I just forgot about the rest of the stuff.
Oh, I like the design on your flag, Ben. It's that's cool.
So cool.
By the way, shout out to Spidey and Zed, Mike Glasswell, who painted all of our hero minis and these ones.
They're cool.
Yeah, amazingly well painted. I love these. They've got so much detail on them. Obviously, like the little strip down his face and everything as well. He usually goes above and beyond. Like sometimes he'll even like take off something from another mini and put it on this one because it's like, oh, like you did with the Greg Gallic.
Gallic, yeah.
All right, so start of the round. We'll go with JC.
My dragon-touched focus gives me advantage on.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's the end of the staff. Did we decide for you?
I don't know if we did, but that was what I was thinking.
Like a dragon claw or something that's like tied into the
tooth or something in my quarter.
So as these things are coming out of the reality itself and just towards you, that thing starts to go, this is dangerous.
Hey, bro.
Like, thanks, man.
All right, yeah, no shit. The fabric of time is ripping open. Yeah.
Tooth, what is it? There are demons nearby.
Yeah, yep.
My tooth is trying to tell me something.
Yeah, there's demons right there.
It's telling me there are demons nearby.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on one second.
Rest. They're getting
smell
closer.
them. Do you have smell? It emits smell apparently. I can smell them.
A couple of feet away.
What? Hang on. Sorry.
We're
One
gonna
second,
die.
Tooth. What is it, Tooth?
We're gonna die.
Oh, apparently we're gonna die. The Tooth agrees.
Hey guys, sorry for pausing the game. I just came in here to interrupt your watching. Just to let you know that I'm actually in one other D&D campaign with some of these guys. It's called Honey, I Shrunk the Peasants, and it happens in the board universe. I play a very sexy version of myself. So check that out. Very different than what I'm doing here. You can check that out on Viva Plus TV. I thought I had it, but I don't. What is it called?
VivaPlus.tv.
VivaPlus.tv.
And she's naked for part of it, so.
Yeah. If that helps, I don't know. I'm not actually naked. I'm sorry, Rob.
Back to the game!
Back to the game!
And as you're up, you see these things starting to come in.
Doesn't want to be here at all. Unfortunately, as Barry, I can no longer slip on a blink ring and piss off.
So I quickly tinker up a blink ring as an artificer.
So Nez whips in. He's got a holster round his waist. He pulls out a fizzle spark gun, which is a gun of his own invention, and he pops his head out. I assume this is a little crack in the wall here. Pops his head out the crack and goes for let's say that one.
Cool.
And as a one of the things I can do with this fizzle spark cannon, I can fire my spells through it. It's got a little shield on the front of it. But another thing I can do with it, it's got a little, almost like a lawnmower, a little ripcord, which I can, every time I pull, I can pull it as many times as I like. I can add damage to it every time I pull. So
He's supercharging, pushing fizzle spark energy into this thing. But the more he pushes in, the more risk there is that it explodes in his face.
Yeah.
So there's a risk and reward situation with this fizzle spark gun. So what do you do? You're aiming at that guy.
Well, I'm going to aim at this guy and just roll to see if I hit
first.
19 plus 6.
That definitely hits.
I'm going to pull it once with a D8.
All right. So mechanically, because I know you'll be interested, this is a creation of my own device. So you can
Device
pull
of my
it.
own creation.
creation of my own devising, is what I meant. You can pull it. You can choose any die, including d20s if you want, and you add that much damage to the thing. But the bigger the die, the bigger the risk that it explodes in your face.
So with a d8, if I roll 1 to 3, it explodes in my face.
If I anything above, it adds it onto the pool.
It doesn't. Only in your face, right? Not mine.
Yeah, just in his own face.
Close.
There are others.
We are standing right next to each other, but yes, it only specifies in my face.
There are other things that he can do as an artificer tinkly thing that I came up with that do explode into.
Okay, the first one adds 5 damage. You know what? Today, as the very first, I'm not going to take any more risks.
So just adding on a d8
so
to the damage.
I'm just adding on a d8 and then a 1d10 plus 3, so 5 plus 6.
Okay.
That's 11 damage.
11 points of damage.
So he leans out, goes,
and it slams into that creature for quite a bit of damage, but it is still coming towards you. Is that all you can do? That was your attack with a thing? Bonus action for anything?
Then he just quickly pulls out a little bit of scrap from his pocket and just goes, ding, 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 just jams something together, pushes it together and hands it to Talia.
Excellent.
We'll do a 1d4 of whatever you want.
Oh, cool.
So this is another thing that I created for Naz, which is that as a bonus action he can use scraps, which is going to be a thing that he's like as he's looting, he can pick up like broken swords and stuff, and then during downtime he can turn them into scraps that he can then use as tinkering. So he quickly tinkers together some of his scraps. Gives you a device that you can then either add to a weapon or throw to do a little extra damage.
So
Great.
It's either, depending on what you're about to do, it's either like, if it's a bow, it'll go onto an arrow. If it's your sword, a dagger, it'll just a little like unstable electrical thing that's on the dagger, so it'll do more damage.
Excellent.
Slay.
That's your bonus, that's your action, then you stay where you are. You're going to move back away from the
I'm
crack
going
in
to
the
move
wall.
away, and I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
All right. After your turn, retaliating from the creature you attacked is going to whip and sort of misty step, as it were, with the dark and shadow steps. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It disappears inside of the beacon with you. And then it's going to rush towards you and make an attack. Naz, that is going to be a terrible hit. That is a plus...
I'm going to do, by the way, when I forget about this, I've got a little, because I'm a goblin, I have Fury of the Small.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that's larger than me, I can do extra damage to. It's just plus 3 damage. I can only do it once per turn, 3 times a day. So it's actually plus another 3 damage.
You attacked the little guy. You initially said you were going to shoot this guy.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry. Okay, well, that's fine. I thought I was attacking this dude.
You can swap that around, so I'll retaliate with this one instead then.
Yeah, okay.
So he's going to whip over here and then reach through, so I'll do an extra 3 damage from him.
He's so spooky.
Reaches through with one of the tentacles, hits you. I won't re-roll that. That's probably not going to hit, actually. It's a 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
It's just whipping around in there trying to attack. Okay, that is it. Go, Rosmorn. The camera whips over to a different area entirely.
Right. I think I go, oh, and I go, I'm not around. And I wild shape.
I love how understated he is.
He's on a stretcher.
Reality is ripping apart. This is
not good.
Not good. So allow me to futz around and find out how to play Druid.
Yeah,
I go, not good. And I immediately wild shape into an Allosaurus.
Hell yeah!
Cute.
What does it look like?
Scary.
What do your changes look like? Does it actually like bobble out from your skin, or is it just like something replaces? Or?
Oh, I think it's horrific.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like an American werewolf. American werewolf in Paris kind of thing. Like just
breaking.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like.
Hello, Soot.
What?
It's me, Rasmon. I have Ellisord all over the place. Nyar!
What are you?
Don't worry about it. I've got it all under control.
Okay.
Nyar!
And then I was just looking at my Allosaurus. If the target is large or smaller, is this large or smaller?
That is huge.
Okay, is that large or small?
That is small. Yeah, sorry, that's medium, and that's a friend. Yeah, that's true. Medium.
Attack this guy.
Okay, thanks guys, it's been really good.
No, all right, I'll go for this guy because I'd use my claw attack, and if the target is large or smaller and the Allosaurus moves 30 plus feet straight towards it immediately before the hit, the target is the prone condition, and the Allosaurus can make one bite attack.
Cool.
So I
5, 10, 15.
Rush on over there, get him next to it.
Kablamo!
Kablam!
Excellent. Make your attack roll.
It's D20. That's a 1, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back,
ladies and gentlemen.
You don't have any advantage for any reason?
Not the seat that's Ben who's cursed.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Hey, you got good initiative.
yeah, I got good initiative.
So that we can get to that one sooner.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything I can do about that.
All right. Is it multi-attack? Can you claw and bite? Or is it?
Well, it says if I rush towards it, I knock it prone, and then I can make a bite attack.
Make a bite attack. So if it's not prone, you can't also bite, I think, is what it means. I will, however, say that I did, knowing that you were going to be turning into a lot of reptilian-esque creatures, I contacted a friend of mine, Ajo, a friend of both of ours actually, who is our resident dinosaur expert. And I asked her, she's a nerd, massive nerd on dinosaur stuff. And I was like, look at this Allosaurus D&D stats. Tell me, is it actually relative or not? She goes, well, they would have massive claws that would grapple when they hit as well. So because they do so much damage with both things, I'll say that you can do 2 attacks with a claw.
Okay.
Cool.
So you can re-roll, or you can roll again for your second claw attack.
Classic. 16.
16 plus stuff will hit. So then you can grapple it with a claw damage, whatever the damage is on there.
It's 1d8 plus 4, but I also have Primal Savagery. No, that's an action as well. Okay. How does that work?
Primal Savagery is a cantrip that you would cast instead of the attacks.
Okay, I will remember.
So your bonus action, wild shape, movement to get up to it. Use your action to make the attack action, which is just 2 claw attacks. So you did 1 and missed, 1 and hit.
Okay, so that's a 1d8 plus 4. Is that an 8? Yes. 4 plus 4, 8.
8 points of piercing damage to it, and it is grappled. But
slashing damage.
That's another thing that Edge was like, that should be piercing, because it's grabbing into them, because they would grab them and then they would tear at them. She says the mouth of an Allosaurus is more like a hacksaw blade, so that's like slashing, tearing and chunking and tearing off chunks of it. It made its dexterity save, so it stays on its feet though, so you can't then make your extra bite attack. So that's you.
But on here it doesn't say anything about a save or anything.
Oh, it just says...
It just says, if the target is a large or smaller creature and the Allosaurus moves 30 plus feet straight towards it immediately before the hit...
Oh, because of the rushing thing.
The target has the prone condition, and the Allosaurus can make 1 bite attack.
And if they're prone, that means you have advantage
on the bite. Oh. So you knock it prone with that second. No, because it wouldn't have been knocked prone because you missed it on that first one. So you use your bulk and you slash a little bit too soon, miss it, and then your second one comes in, slashes it and hits it, you grapple it, you push it prone, and then you can make like a hacksaw bite at it.
Sure.
So making a bite, this one is at advantage because it's prone now.
Oh, sure. What's the 10? Is that a 10?
Roll to attack, and then JC, and then
roll to
Magpie.
attack.
Advantage though, baby.
7. 2.
7. Yeah.
So 7 plus your bite modifier.
Where would I find that on this?
7 plus your bite modifier. It'll be after bite. It'll say 1 target plus something.
Oh, plus 6. There we go.
Plus 6. So 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 is not quite enough to hit these things.
Person-wise.
It's because you're biting at it. It's because you are biting at it and you are making purchase, but it's like you're trying to hacksaw through like a big rubber band almost, and it's like it's just going with it because it's all tentacly and rubbery, and your mouth is not tearing chunks.
Squid. Yeah.
Okay, that is your turn. You've got a thing in your mouth and a thing in your claws. It is now retaliation against you first. The thing that's on the ground is going to then wrap its like tentacly rubbery arms around you, try and grab the back of your head. That is going to be a terrible roll from them. That plus 7 is a 13. 13 does not hit your Allosaurus armor class because you are a moon druid, and they get to add your wisdom and whatever else it is. So all of his wild ships have an AC of 16. So that misses. It's grappling you. It's trying to grapple you back and pull your head deeper into itself, and you can feel as it's doing so that there's like some sort of otherworldly break to the reality that it came from, that's just deep within its chest, and it's kind of pulling your mouth into it to be like suffocate in the non-reality of the shadow plane. You're like, you're pulling back.
I'm a dinosaur, and this is weirding me out.
That did not manage to do any damage to you. Then it is JC.
Come on,
JC
Jacqueline.
is going to.
You can do a Jacqueline, I believe in you.
Let's go,
In a
Jacqueline.
similar way to you just saw this thing do, disappear into shadows. She has shadow monk abilities, so she's going to step into the shadow, disappear outside somewhere. Oh, there's one here. This one's just like floating around in space. She disappears, reappears up against it, and she's going to make just 3 monk attacks at it.
Go.
Come on, Jackie.
Jacqueline.
Come on, Jackie.
Go, Jack.
All right, so let me roll all 3 of them at the same time. That is going to be a 3 and a 2 will miss, but the 11 will hit. She's going to punch that thing for, where is it? 7 plus her modifier, 3, and then she can do, one of them will be, the first one will be at advantage because of the shadow step thing. Oh, rolled from a 2 to a 3. Not great. All right, does another bit of damage to that. Then that's going to retaliate against her for, let's see, the thing that she's just tried to grab in the space is going to try and grab her back. Jesus, they've not rolled above a 6 yet, all of the bad guys.
Yeah, that's because they're seeing us and they're like, oh, shit.
Oh no, shit. Oh no, heroes. All right, that is the retaliation against JC, Jacqueline Christ.
I mean, that's
Magpie.
We don't know what we initially had as her last name, but that's it now.
Magpie.
So I reckon I'm gonna. Can I see the squid?
Yes, yeah, I can see its tentacles coming through, trying to grab Naz.
Cast Hex as a bonus action, so I'm going to place a curse on it,
Yeah.
which means that until it ends, I can add an extra 1d6 of necrotic damage whenever I hit it with an attack. And also I choose one ability when I cast the spell, and it has disadvantage on that, so I'm probably going to pick Constitution? Is that it?
So it would have disadvantage on ability checks. Okay. So if you picked strength, it would have disadvantage on grappling checks, athletics checks.
What are you hitting it with?
If you picked wisdom, it would have disadvantage on perception checks. There are no skills associated default to Constitution.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe like, I don't know, grappling or something.
Like strength. If you pick strength, it'll have disadvantage on anything strength-based.
It looks like it's going to start grappling us with tentacles, so it's a good idea, I would say.
Let's do strength. Okay.
Or is tentacles a dexterity thing?
It would be making a strength check. You would be making dex save to try and get out.
I'll do strength. So I'm going to pick that at a level 1 because I only have it at level 1. And then
what is it? This is the first time we're seeing it cast. So where does your ability to curse others come from?
You yell shade at them. Your tentacles don't even look that strong.
I think I'm trying to think of something hexy. Maybe just some darky, shadowy, like tendrils sort of stuff. Maybe her eyes go black.
Is it related to the hex blood stuff? Because it's not related to the other thing that was added later.
Maybe the necklace sort of like levitates up, and then it has like a bunch of like whoosh, whoosh, like shadows that come off it.
I think within the very complicated, because now it's got 28 strands within it, because you're 28 years old. So there's 28 strands of this like very thick wire-like hag hair that's been complexly braided together. We see within those extra strands seem to appear, but these ones made of like light, and then as they seem to be connecting to the weave of magic around, they're like spindling out and connecting like the axons of a neuron, just like connecting to magic, and then everything around seems to darken and shoot off towards this creature made of shadow.
You're cursed.
Hexes it.
You're cursed.
So that's your bonus action to hex it. You've got an action. You've got your action and movement.
I'm going to just hit with my. Let me see. Which one's stronger? Probably the plagiarist dagger is stronger.
Plagiarist dagger. What's that?
So it is a dagger that. Who was it that, was it Brindley or Rob that came up with it last time in our session 0? It's like a dagger that has a big feather on it.
Ben came up with it. It was Ben came up with it.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely me. I remember that vividly.
Plagiarist dagger. And then
one of these.
It has the ability to be used as a weapon, but also it can be used to forge documents as well. It's kind of like a quill, like a needly thing. So I'm going
is a tongue-in-cheek kind of a joke, because at the session 0.5, Brindley came up with it and said like, oh, what about a dagger that's like a feather, but it's super pointed and sharp? And she said it like 4 times because you were on a video call, it kept getting missed, and then you eventually just overspoke her and took it as an idea, and we're like, what about a feather dagger? And we were like, oh, good idea, Ben.
In the breakdown of it, in the description, Rob's written, a very clever man came up with it.
I said, plagiarist dagger. This dagger creates by a very clever man, is particularly easy to conceal because it resembles a nice
dagger.
And the first thing that you get with it is the dagger has no qualms about intellectual property, and when used to forge documents, grants you advantage on ability checks to do so.
Whoa! Oh my god, I just saw you throw that. What was that?
It was a plagiarist dagger.
Oh, the plagiarist dagger. I heard of that. Invented by some real smart guy.
No, that was invented by a woman.
Was invented? It must have been invented by a guy, right?
It must have been invented by a guy. Why? Because women can't invent things? Or?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying women can't invent things. I'm just saying men are smarter.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that tracks. So how are your emotions? Are you bottling those down?
Oh, yeah, I just push them right down in there. Get it right in my chest.
Right
Feel
down.
anything, push it down.
Yeah, that must work out really good.
It does, actually. It's been benefiting me my entire life.
Yeah, explain it. Explain how it benefits you.
Well, no, I can't explain it. Otherwise, it comes back up and it doesn't feel good, you know?
I can explain it. You push it down, and then the patriarchy pushes everything down.
That's exactly right.
And then women and everybody who is not a white cis man suffers as a consequence.
You're locking in. Good. Nice to see you on board.
So you bring out what looks like a feather quill.
Yeah,
Good work,
well,
Ben.
can I
Thanks,
Flick it
Ben.
around.
Can I have my
Thanks,
feather
bro.
quill in one hand and then one of my psychic blades in the other?
Yeah,
great.
this is the first time seeing psychic blades. Where are they coming from?
So a psychic blade sort of just appears in Magpie's hand. It sort of just like grows like that, and it's just a blue sort of shimmering, like sort of like a lightsaber. I imagine
nice. Yeah, I like that.
and
But
then
legally distinct.
Yeah, but in terms of IP,
A saber made of light.
Yeah.
A light scimitar.
so yeah, that just manifests in her hand. So she's gonna.
I think just the camera angle, as it were, we see just like this subtlest thing that would be missed by anyone but the highest of perceptions. There's this from your inventory, wherever you happen to keep it. Wherever you happen to keep it, there's like a dark shimmering stone that we see just subtly, just kind of hum just a little more when you use your psychic abilities to manifest this dagger.
Amazing. Wonder what that's about.
I wonder what that's
what
about.
that stone is about. Anyway.
Nothing, probably.
So I'm gonna roll 19 plus 7 with my plagiarist dagger.
Cool. And you're throwing it?
Yeah, I'm throwing it.
That one will hit.
Okay, I
but
need to
unlike
roll.
your psychic daggers, it doesn't come back. So you will need to then go and
off
collect
and
it
get
after
that.
the fight. Throw this dagger. Can you send that
I
feather
need
back?
that.
And then because I have Nick on that, I can make a secondary attack with my psychic blades.
Yeah.
And also I have Naz's
1d4.
1d4. So
You do?
hold on, that's a lot of dice to roll. So do I need to roll again for the other?
Yes, you do.
11.
11 plus your psychic modifier of 6 is 17. That'll be enough to hit.
So now I need to roll.
So you attached Naz's little quick contraption to the edge of the feather dagger and threw it. That
Yes.
thing exploded into like lightning or whatever energy and did an extra d4.
Yes.
So now you're doing a d. What did it say? It's a
So
d4
I've got 1d4
with the,
plus 4,
Yeah.
and then 1d6 plus 3, and then 1d4.
So we need 2d4, 1d6.
4, your Monopoly.
2d4, 1d6.
All right.
And plus 7. 2d4, 1d6 plus 7.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So 10 plus 7, 17 points
17.
of damage.
Hell yeah.
17 damage is good. It is, I will say, it's within 5 feet, or it was distracted within 5 feet
Oh,
of your...
sorry. And I made
So
an
sneak
attack
attack.
on that.
Yep.
And I also cast that curse, which means I get to
Oh, yeah.
add
Another
1d6
d6
of
hex
necrotic damage to it.
Is
as
it,
well.
are you saying it's a
The 2 points of hex necrotic damage, you realise does not do anything to it because these things are also coming from the shadow plane of the Dark Lords, where they're immune to necrotic. They're just
It's
not...
like using Toll the Dead on something that's dead.
Damn it.
How about you shut the f*** up, Adam?
Write this down so I don't forget.
you try deal the necrotic hex. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Doesn't?
But he is, I will say, distracted within 5 feet of trying to grapple Naz. So you do get to add your sneak attack. You take advantage of it. Puts down its huge squid-like eye to the edge of the.
Or just hit that.
Reaches through, tries to grab Naz. Naz misses and comes down to the edge of
Walking through.
the beacon, and you use the opportunity right in the eye. Extra
And
damage.
it's an 11.
11 extra damage. Nice.
The goddamn big squid out here.
That's a really
This
big
one goes
squid.
down.
I've never seen one that big before.
And it like explodes into this viscera of black goo. That one's dead.
Ah,
all right. That's everything you can do. That was a lot of stuff you can do.
I'm sorry.
Retaliation from one of the ones that's still alive. We'll go with this guy is going to whip and skittle and over to this area. It's going to try and fit through, but can't. So it's going to get those like sharpened claws through, try and hit you, Talia, or the Vex.
And
the
I
Magpie,
also
rather.
have uncanny.
You do. You have uncanny dodge if you want. You can halve the damage if it hits you. Firstly, it's going to be an 18 to hit, which I think should hit.
Okay, it should because I have 15.
It should hit, yeah. All right. Finally, they're going to bloody hit. I've got in my notes, these things hit like a truck if they can goddamn hit, apparently. So that is going to be 3d12 damage. That is 12 and another 11. So that is going to be 23 points of damage.
Suddenly, the mall gets covered in like wet, shiny kind of blood, and I just rail down on it on one spot. Just.
Naz pulls out from behind his back a little fizzle spark grenade.
12 is good. 12 is the best it can be. The grenade lands perfectly and explodes far more violently than expected.
So cool seeing everyone like hit their attacks and stuff.
You hit one attack.
You did.
I hit my pity attack. You're right.
I'm going to bite you. Yeah.
That was the end of episode 1 of the new campaign.
Very excited. Hope you're enjoying it.
Darklands.
No, it's called Into the Darklands.
Something Darklands is so much better.
Hope you're enjoying it. You can watch them all from this point on a week early on Viva Plus.
Go check it out.
If you want to get a good kickstart into this new campaign, go and check it out. See you in the next one.
Bye.